So your guides and angels and family member in spirit were speaking with you. So childhood and then in your teenage years. And when did you professionally step out to channel for others?
Probably when I was 24 was my first recollection of it, that I was getting these downloads and insights. And I was using it in tandem with counseling. So at the time I was working, at 24, I was working in a hair salon. So it wasn't professional counseling at that point. But then it eventually went into professional counseling. But at 24, I was working at a hair salon and eventually went to managing and running the whole hair salon. And then having that inspiration or intuition come through for clients that were there getting their hair done, or just we had a really close family of stylists and people that worked there and the owner, and it was a really good place for me to grow. And I eventually left there and went to counsel full time professionally in the drug and alcohol field and mental health field. And then that's when I was like, okay, we can really help people like get their life together and also receive a blessing from the other side, and also an amends from the other side. Because what I found is that people were holding on to either resentment from a loved one that had crossed over and maybe like did some harm to them, or not being able to see their family member again and with messages left unsaid, or needing a confirmation from the other side that like they were loved, you know. And so when that person receives that and able to work through those feelings and emotions, then they're able to go into healing, and then they don't want to use drugs or drink themselves into oblivion, and they're able to heal. And it's a really awesome thing. So I can see, you know, I can totally see the full circle of the gifts. It wasn't just like, oh, look what I can do, and I can talk to this angel. Like, I never really saw value in that. It was like, how can I help? What I'm hearing is helping me so much in my personal life. Like, how can I bring this to others so it can help them? And like, my heart, I just had a bleeding heart ever since I was a little girl. Like, I just wanted to help everybody. And yeah, it's a whole nother story. But so that was probably mid to late 20s, I want to say. Okay. So it was around that time. Yeah.
Your earth angel.
Yeah.
through. Yeah. Aw, and so that's been like over 20 years, like over 2 decades of being in service and helping people heal and change lives.
Oh, yeah. And then 14 years ago, they told me, I was in business development and marketing, and Spirit came in and was like, you're going to do this full time. So it wasn't like with my counseling job, I could use it as a segue or an insight into somebody's life that could really help them. Now it was like, we're stepping out of corporate completely. Like, it's gonna get wild.
You're diving right in. Yeah.
Like, you're just gonna fly by the seat of your pants. No, and then I'll bring the messages to all the masses, not just people that had an affliction to drugs or alcohol or mental health. It was like, now we're gonna help the general population as well, in whatever way we can help them. So that was interesting, because I had no idea about channeling and spirituality, or even how to like do a reading professionally, and then how to charge for it, and like, what is this, and is there an industry that supports this? And oh my god, like, I just had so many questions. And then also when you tell your friends and family like, this is what you're going to be doing full time, they kind of just like stare at you. So
they're like what? We only ever knew you in these other roles. And and then the way you were bringing through messages previously was kind of just fluid in conversation and organic, like, oh yeah, delivering messages, or maybe saying, well, yeah, I do feel a loved one here, or an angelic presence. It is different versus like a professional structured session.
Reading, totally.
Yeah, so that's amazing. I love that for you. And you are continuing to shine, and now you're doing classes and live shows and parties, like VIP events and experiences. So yeah.
Just for optimal healing and laughter and joy. Like, even though it can bring up some things that are pretty serious, like, on the whole, we have a blast. Like, we have so much fun. Like, Spirit has the greatest sense of humor. They bring forward like the messages that need to be heard. They crack jokes. They have information. It's always about like health and love and healing and movement forward. It's not doom and gloom. It's like, okay, we're gonna heal and bring forward your loved one and heal those pieces of you that need to be healed, and then we're moving on into like, let's look forward to what's on the horizon, how you know, your life is going to get better and what an awesome plan the angels have for you. And like just really helping and supporting people to their divine mission, love, whatever it is, you know, whatever they're desiring in their heart, just being like their ultimate cheerleader for them and like helping them get there.
I love it.
Yeah.
Aw, well, thank you. Thanks for sharing with us.
Yeah, thanks for asking.